But what other choice remains to us? Should the opportunity present itself, I will tear those foul orbs from Estinian's armor and trust in the resilience of his soul, even at the risk of mine own.
Ah, I found you at last. A messenger of the Temple Knights came to the manor some few hours past. The Lord Commander humbly requests the company of the Warrior of Light and Master Alphino.
Sir Aymeric would speak with us. Very well, thank you, Anawa.
'Twould seem duty calls. Pray see to yours, and we shall return to ours.
Thank you, Y'shtola, Kryl. Your words have given me hope where there was none. Come then. Sir Aymeric awaits.
Alphino is allowing his feelings for this dragoon to cloud his thoughts. I worry he may do something rash. Keep an eye on him, would you?
They think more of their friends' deliverance than their foes' defeat. But will history commend their fealty or condemn their folly?
Alright, so that's that cutscene done. Oh, wait, no, it's not.
The conference held at Falcon's Nest was to be a celebration of the reconciliation twixt man and dragon. But the lingering shade of Nidhogg, clad in the flesh of the Azure Dragoon, did mark the occasion by spilling the blood of his own kind. A timely atrocity to remind the children of Ishgard that the Dragonsong War was far from over. And when fear gave way to fury, the call to arms rang out anew. Death to Nidhogg! Death to Nidhogg!
Alright, so I made a mistake there, and I was going to turn on my recording, but I forgot to, and turned it on in the middle of the cutscene. So, you didn't miss much. They were just talking, as you saw, about how to save Estinian, and they determined that Nidhogg was smothering Estinian's aether, but that Estinian was still there, and Alphino wanted to rip the eyes from the armor, but Istola said that it was not entirely possible, or that nobody's ever actually done it. So they didn't know. Welcome back, Fluffy! What news has Sir Aymeric to share with us, I wonder? Alright, I don't know what I want to get here. Sure, aiming, I guess? Alphino is eager to hear what tidings Sir Aymeric has to share. An ally for Ishgard. Might Sir Aymeric perchance have received word of Giovanni in advance? Or mayhap they have located that is to say, mayhap Nidhogg has been found. Come, I want to hear what the Lord Commander has to say. That was the intent, Alphino.
My friends, I thank you for coming.
It's voiced.
You have had news of Nidhogg?
Alas not. Our scouts range far and wide, but they have as yet found no trace of the Great Worm.
We dispatched an elite unit of dragoons to reconnoiter the churning mists. but even they returned empty-handed.
A pity.
Fear not, Alphino. We shall see the worm again soon enough. His words at Falcon's Nest attest to that. Indeed, he is like to come sooner than we would wish.
I assume Ishgard's defenses are being bolstered as we speak?
With all haste. I mean to call upon every able-bodied warrior at our disposal, from the Knights of the Four Houses to the men and women of the Watch. But I did not summon you to discuss strategy.
What then would you have of us, my lord?
I will speak plain. Now that Nidhogg is possessed of both of his eyes, no mortal force we can muster will repel him. That being the case, we must needs recruit an ally of equal strength.
You speak of Hraesvelgr?
I do. To whom else could we turn?
That he is Nidhogg's equal I do not deny, nor can I name another. But convincing the reclusive creature to do battle with his own brood brother will be... how shall I put this?
It will be no small undertaking, yes. Estinian's report was most particular about Hraesvelgr's unwillingness to involve himself in the affairs of men. But much has changed since your visit to Somal, and if there is even a chance that the dragon may be swayed, I must plead our case. Whatever price the dragon asks of me, I shall pay it. Such was my oath, to defend the people of Ishgard. Come what may, my friends, the battle with Nidhogg will mark the end of my tenure as the acting head of church and state. Will you help me discharge this final duty?
We will, my lord, though I fear our involvement offers no guarantee of success. Come then, we will depart at your leisure.
Thank you. Both of you. The city is yours, First Commander.
My lord, we shall pray for your swift return.
Alright, so next week I should be complete my, the step of the animal weapon. It grieves me to impose upon you in this manner, but you of all people understand the threat we now face. It is no imposition, Sir Aymeric. To Miro and I, Ishgard is as a second home. After the many battles we have fought and the bonds we have forged, the plight of your nation has become our own. If there is aught we can do to aid its salvation, then pray impose all you must. You are true friends. Shall we be about our task then? We have no way of knowing when Nidhogg's shade will strike, but we must assume that time is not our ally. Indeed, with that in mind, I have taken the liberty of dispatching a messenger to inform Mistress Tataru that you will be escorting me to Somal. I confess I did not know the exact details of our destination, as they are as yet unknown to me. We will summon Hraesvelgr at Zenith in the Churning Mists. Ere we begin our ascent, however, I think it best we pay a visit to Aymeric Shrine. You seek an advantage in the upcoming negotiations? I do. I would consult with Vidofnir. Okay, Fluffy, thanks for stopping by. Good to hear you. Good to see you again. Come give us more jokes in the future. I propose this in part of concern for her condition. Were she to succumb to her wounds, it could have grave consequences for our alliance. That apart, she may be able to provide insight into her sire's current state of mind. Well reasoned. The Terranian Forelands, then. Ah, silly, you gotta set up your PS4 buttons? That's right, you're not at home. Alright, we're gonna teleport to Aymeric Shrine, where Pakamed is gonna voice Vidofnir. Her favorite voice.
It's not my favorite, but it is my least favorite.
I don't know about that.
Just kidding, it's not even my least favorite. Whisper Girl.
Here's Vidofnir. Alright.
Tis the warrior of warriors and her companions. What bringeth you to mine abode?
Pray forgive us for disturbing your recuperation, Vidofnir. I hope your wound does not pain you overmuch.
Didst thou imagine me close to death? The thrust was deep, but not mortal. I will heal in time.
Full glad am I to hear it. You were the guest of honor at our conference, and we failed in our duty of protection. On behalf of Ishgard, I apologize unreservedly.
I am a dragon full grown, and thou thought to protect me, mortal? I was tempered by the fires of battle ere thy great-grandsire learned to crawl. Thy words do remind me of a knight whom I called friend some 1,000 years past. He swore to defend me from harm and hardship.
Would that we could return to that era of peace, when man and dragon knew such comradeship. Would that our every effort to do so were not undone by ancient rancor.
For truth, there can be no peace while Nidhogg's shade yet lingereth.
That much is plain, yet we lack the strength to banish him. Thus do we make for Somal, to beseech the aid of your sire once more.
Folly. Thou knowest as well as I how he will answer.
Hraesvelgr's heart remains unchanged then. A pity. But if it is folly to hope, I am content to die a fool.
As hath ever been the way with thy kind. Go then, but be warned. The Shade's presence hath driven its minions to frenzy.
Thank you, Vidofnir. We shall disturb your rest no longer. Alright, let's take some of this Boss Skyla.
I can do any stuff with you.
That's good, because I'm going to be needing some stuff to be done here soon. Winning over the worm. Alphanode seems eager to press on. Though I expected no better answer from Vidofnir, I take little pleasure from having been proven right. 'Twould seem that our presence at Zenith will be every bit as unwelcome as I had anticipated, but what is the ire of one great worm to a trio of self-confessed fools such as ourselves? Let us begin our ascent. After you, Master Alphano. Scout ahead if you wish, Miro. We will join you outside of Mogholm. Why? Why can't we just go right to Zenith? Why do we have to talk into Mogholm? Fucking Alphano making me wait. The amount of love Alphano has for Estinian, I ship it. I had heard tales of a world above the clouds, but never did I dream. One's mind paints a pale picture of its majesty. Few live to see such wonders. I'm reminded of my first visit to this peak, when Estinian and Isil yet walked at our side. You can voice the Moogle. You're muted.
Quipopo? Is that you, Miro? Button.
Ah, if it isn't Mog.
Don't tell me you've forgotten my Nimcopo after all we have been through together.
But at least you remember me. Oh, wait, that's you.
But at least you remember me. You do remember me, don't you, Miro? How could you mistake me for that overstuffed throne warmer? I'm Magan, the courageous Moogle who guided you to Zenith Couple. But putting our shared history to one side, what brings you and your friends to Maton Couple? Another audience with old Hraesvelgr. Well, I hope you've brought the horn, Couple. With the winds as gentle as they are, a good loud toot should reach the great orm's ears easily enough.
That is good to hear, Mogun. We had best press on to Zenith while the winds are in our favor. Yes.
No, that was unexpected, Couple. Chip and Malvin will want to hear about this.
Alright, teleporting to Zenith. Alright, we're gonna whisper go our way here. It's been a long time since we've been to Zenith. Kinda. I guess technically, yeah, I haven't streamed this character in a while. Stormbud's release, Packamat being asleep, all these things get in the way. It takes a while to get up here. Can I fly in this area? I can fly here. Why wasn't I doing that? You don't like the Rock of Ravato? That can be a difficult dungeon. I can see why you don't like it. Pray, sound the horn, Miro. We must win Hraesvelgr to our cause. Fail in this and Ishgard's fate is all but sealed. You dare summon me again, mortals?
Great Hraesvelgr, 'tis not lightly that we beg this audience. Pray hearken to our words, for they concern the future of man and dragon both.
Greetings, Hraesvelgr. I am Aymeric de Burrell, acting ruler of the nation of Ishgard. I am come before you to parley on behalf of my people.
To parley? Thinkest thou thy purpose unclear to me? Thou art come to beg mine aid against the battle against my shade of my brood brother.
You foresaw mine intent.
I but read what which is writ plain in thine eyes. Thou, would that thou had wit enough to scry the answer in mine. My beloved Shiva did once build a bridge twixt man and dragon. A bridge which thy treacherous forefathers saw fit to tear down, as thou well knowest. Thinkest thou Nidhogg was alone in despairing at the murder of our brood sister? Thinkest thou mine own soul did not cry out for vengeance? Know then that upon that accursed day my heart did wither in my breast, and thy kind became unto me the harbingers of despair. Tis only Shiva's gentle dream that preventeth me from flying at Nidhogg's shoulder. Be grateful that I swore to abjure aggression ere I consumed her. I permit my children to offer or deny thee as they see fit, to warn thy people of my brood brother's coming, that thou wouldst dare ask more of me, but affirmeth thine incurable arrogance.
We understand that in your despair at man's betrayal, you seek only the refuge of solitude. But despite your protestations of spent faith, do you not still nurture the smallest flame of hope?
Perceivest thou such light in the dusk of mine existence?
I do. If you claim I see falsely, then tell me, why did you consent to bear a Zell upon your back?
Isael. Piteous, deluded Isael. The child did lament her past sins and sought to balance the scales with her remaining days. 'Twas her unquenchable passion, so alike to that of my beloved, which did spur me into vile flight. And for mine own part, I would countenance no longer the hands of evil men to use my brood brother's eyes for ill.
So you do distinguish between those who acknowledge and repent their sins and those who perpetuate them. Interesting. It seems to me that you have not, in fact, lost faith in mankind as a whole. Rather, you weigh our respective merits by how we allow the past to influence our future.
Spare me thine idle sophistry. Even were there a mote of truth in thy reasoning, what of it? Wouldst thou have me slay mine own sibling to have us save a city of mortals?
Should we suffer ties of blood to bind our hands, then? Nay, if the crime is one of unconscionable evil, we must needs condemn it, even should the transgressor be our closest kin. When my father corrupted himself and his followers with the power of a primal, I beseeched the warrior of light to slay him, an act alike to patricide. That he did not die by my hand matters little. If anything, it heaps greater disgrace upon my name. But had my father not fallen, he would have drawn countless thousands into a holy war of hellish proportions, which I hold the greater crime. Thus did I order his execution, sparing the lives of my people and yours. Alas, your brother Worm now prepares to murder those whom I sought to spare. What is more, he has taken my comrade's body for his own. But if I must slay my dearest friend to defeat my direst foe, I will not flinch from my duty.
Thou wouldst strike down thy friend, and, by example of thy righteousness, persuade me to break mine oath and kill my kindred. Heed me, my child. The servants of Hydaelyn envision a different outcome. They intend salvation not only for Ishgard, but for the doomed dragon slayers as well. Believest thou this shade to be Nidhogg returned? It is not merely a manifestation of his vengeance. The shadow cast by thy brood brother's rage, I would not command thee, but ponder well thy course, lest it lead thee unto greater remorse. Nidhogg's transformation to rage incarnate is, in part, mine own doing. I rendered unto him mine eye, and empowered his revenge thereby. But 'tis the impurity of my brood brother's wrath that lent him this all-surpassing might. Hast thou the strength of will to stand against so terrible a shadow? I wonder. 'Twould seem I must put thee and thy companions to the proof. I shall await thee in the ruins of where Ratatoskr once dwelled. Heed well the words of my children, and hasten thee to thy place of thy trial. I believe I spied a wyvern landing just outside the palace. It is doubtless one of the children of whom Hraesvelgr spoke. Come, my friends, let us not keep our escort waiting. My broodmates and I will bear you to the palace place of your trial. Make your preparations. Sorkai, now accessible. Alright. Is Packamet online? Is Packamet ready?
Yeah, I'm online. Just a moment.
Unless you want to tank, but I assume you want to heal.
I can't tank, because I threw some of my tank accessories on my retainer.
Oh.
Because I was like, oh, I'm not going to be tanking anytime soon, so here. Because I needed to boost its eye level. Scholar. For XP.
Alright, we got a full group. Why don't you join?
Oh. Didn't realize I didn't join yet.
Alright, I'm gonna read this. Majestic and forgotten, its existence unrecorded in the annals of man. A palace rests atop the clouds in the farthest reaches of the churning mist. This skyborn splendor was once home to Ratatoskr, brood sister to Hraesvelgr and Nidhogg, until the treachery of mortals ensured that its stones would never again ring under the she-worm's talons. The dragons named it Sorkai, a grieving apology for their failure to avert her fate, and they watched with infinite sadness as Ratatoskr's empty roost was overrun by bird and beast. This is the place Hraesvelgr has chosen for your travel. Prove yourself in the faded shadow of one sibling, and convince the Great Worm to aid you against the wrathful shade of the other. Alright, everyone ready?